Hey everybody, welcome to Gobbling Dinosaurs Way Heavy. That's from Ethan Revell on Patreon. Help us out, join the 420 Club, patreon.com/gettingdug, and come see me live. Yes, next Tuesday, December 10th, I'm going to be at the UCB Theater over here on Franklin Avenue in Los Angeles doing a Doug Loves Movies taping. And then on Thursday night, December 12th, this is the big one, at Largo at the Coronet on La Cienega, Doug Loves Movies, 12 Guests of Christmas, West Coast. East Coast you can listen to now wherever you listen to podcasts. And then on December 16th, I'll be in Seattle at the Neptune Theater doing a Doug Loves Movies taping there. For all my dates and deets and links, go to douglovesmovies.com and enjoy the show.
Excitement about New York.
We're late.
Hey, blast off. Here's what happened. You know how when you get somewhere too early and then when it's time to start, you're like, oh shit, because you've been sitting around for a long time? That's what happened to me today. But I had a lovely flight back from New York. Had a great weekend in New York. We did 12 Guests of Christmas, the Doug Loves Movies annual special. The East Coast edition. We're doing West Coast edition on December 12th, Todd, but you're busy.
I'm going to be going to home for Christmas, but super early. Yeah, wow.
Todd Glass is here, everybody.
Aw, come on. Really? Aw.
And Alicia and Taylor, and that's why there's a little less clapping, because they'd normally be sitting over there.
The show's late, but we're
in
early.
This first segment.
It balances.
But they're going to hang out with us for the whole episode, if that's all right with Todd.
I love it. Are you kidding me? I'm in a great mood. I feel great.
What are you in a great mood about? What happened?
Because he's having an early Christmas.
And I feel organized in life. That too. Well, I'm going home to see, I'm doing a private show on the 12th. And then I figured, do I come back and then go back? So I'm just gonna stay maybe. But
a private show.
Yeah, like corporate type
like
of
in
show.
Philadelphia?
Yeah.
Cool.
But and then I may as well get this out of the way now because I'm like crazy excited about this. But
Can I get something out of the way right now?
Yes.
I can't picture you in winter clothes.
Oh really? Well,
In a scarf? Are you kidding me?
Yeah, I
You look
can't.
great.
I mean,
You
I
got the
wear
shorts
shorts.
all the
I'm
time
sure he looks
now?
fine, but I'm just saying, I've just used to you being in short sleeves.
Yeah.
Even on the coldest day in California, it's kind of chilly right now.
Yeah, it is.
And you're still you look like that. So what do you do when you go to Philadelphia at Christmas time?
Well,
So it's hella cold, right?
I battle my stepdad with the heat all 3 days at the house. Like I turn it down, he turns it up. I turn it down. So he locked it. And you know what? Good for him for doing it. He's smart because it's his house. So, but I wear shorts a lot. Like I do. I go from my parents' house. I go to the gym and I leave and they're like, "You're gonna wear shorts?" I go, "I'm just gone into the car and then gonna park." I leave the car running. I have 2 keys so I can leave the car running with the heat on in case I run in for a minute. So then I come back out. But what did you want to get out of the way?
That was it. What's your thing?
Oh, so I've been doing stand-up comedy a really, really long time, 35 years. And I've never done a headlining show in New York. So on this tour and I've never done a tour really, I
really wanted to do a spit take on the announcement, but it wouldn't have made any sense.
Oh, I would have
I was
loved
ready
it.
to
You
do
look
it.
good, Doug.
I was ready to do it, but headliner show in New York, that's great.
Yeah.
And there's nothing really funny about doing a spit take about that. Like it's not.
Oh, I would have liked it
the
anyway.
craziest thing. So where's it going to be and when?
So anyway,
You got a flyer.
Yeah, well I started in Philly. And by the way, you've never done a tour in 35 years. I've connected 2 comedy clubs together, and that's not really a tour. But starting in January, start at Philadelphia Helium in January, Philadelphia Helium the 16th through the 19th. Okay, I've done that before. Then after that, I'm gonna take a few days off and end up in New Hope at John and Peter's, which is this iconic place. We already have 1 show, we're gonna do another because we sold out the first show. It's really, really small. Then,
should I do this when I'm doing my plugs, show them to you while I'm saying them?
I like a visual.
it's almost,
Yeah.
well, I figure people can freeze it at home. Then,
Freeze that.
Human.
then I'm gonna take
Colorblind won't be able to see it though.
Oh shit. Then I'm gonna take a few days off after Philly and go to New York and Brooklyn at the Murmur Theater. 1 night, hopefully 2 shows. I'm gonna have the band with me. It's gonna be, I've never done it in New York.
I heard people talking kind of quietly about that place.
Really?
Yeah, it was like a murmur.
You know, you got me. You went like a football player. You know what you did? You didn't mention helium. It's a gas. So I relaxed, and then you go boom, and you got me the other way. And then
Helium is though still a gas.
And then after New York, we're not coming home. We're just gonna stay on the road. We're gonna find something to do.
You
we're
and
gonna
the
go
band?
to Pittsburgh, yeah. We're gonna go to Pittsburgh at the Arcade Theater, which is this crazy cool theater, 2 rooms, and we're gonna do 6
It's like
shows
what,
there.
a quarter to get in?
No, it's 20, 25, I think.
Penny Arcade?
Penny Arcade. There you go.
Go to see Todd at all of these places.
So that's
you
it. Did you get a
guys.
close up? Every time I get home, I get mad at the camera guy. I go, really? That's how fucking close you could have gotten? I mean, help me out here.
Yeah.
There we go.
And go to these shows and say, Getting Dug with High sent me. Yell it out while he's trying to say the punchline of a joke.
I noticed he was coming in close for that. There you go. How about all those places? I got you a nice shout out. Philadelphia Helium is my home, sweet home, so that excites me just to go there. So, wow. Thank you for letting me get that out of the way. Now I can.
Oh yeah, we
just be
did
here.
that. I've got probably all that shit written on a card.
Good. Say it again later
that
because
I'm
people
going
need
to say
to
at
hear
the
it.
end.
But it's great to see. I'm in a great mood.
If it's a good show.
Yeah, I'm
If it's
ready.
a bad show, we shouldn't, we don't want people showing up at your gigs mad.
No, I didn't smoke.
No pressure. I don't know why I do that. I like to put extra pressure on people while they're getting high, and it's not right.
You don't do anything wrong.
You could just have the people that come to the show sign an NDA.
What is that?
Oh my God.
I hear that's a thing you can do.
And what does that mean?
They just can't talk about
Non-disclosure agreement.
agreement.
Yeah.
They just can't talk about the show?
They
Yeah,
can't say
that's
anything
what,
about it. They can't post Pete Davidson $1
our buddy
million
Pete Davidson
NDA.
is doing that. But I think it's because why is it? Because he's got a new special he's working
My
on?
theory is that it's probably a special and it might be the company behind it and not so much Pete himself, but I don't know. I don't know.
afraid of
Whoever's
it leaking.
behind it, it's just such a weird,
It's just
it's so weird that anybody's sitting in wait, like I want to know what his jokes are before I see him say them. Like who cares?
Yeah.
Like you either want to see it or you don't.
Also,
and I don't know what this has to do with anything.
I thought they were, maybe I don't understand. I thought they were doing that because they don't want their material as they're working on it to get out there. Is that
Yeah.
what they're worried about?
Yeah.
Yeah, and you understand that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, okay, now I get it.
It's just because of Twitter and everything, people
Yes.
are getting quoted more and more often, and sometimes not even attributed. Like they'll just go, I was at a comedy club and a guy said this.
Yeah.
Sometimes you get even less less than that.
Some guy.
And,
But I will still say this, because you know why I say it? If you're going to say something 100 times, you better, say why, because otherwise people go, I know, we've heard it. Because I feel I'm the only one saying it. Still, I beg of people, please put the negative and the positive of social media into perspective before you go, that's the problem these days. Yeah, there's the negative, but there's a positive too, that a lot of people wouldn't even have an audience. Not everybody, but there's comedians out there that just have an audience because of modern YouTube and Twitter
Delaney.
and podcasts. That's what brought them to a ton of people. So just go, there is the negative, but there's also a lot of positive, and comedy is in a great place. There you go.
thank you for that, Tom.
Yeah, thank
Well
you.
said.
Thank you.
People do get down these days about how overwhelming the internet can be and how there is so much negative stuff that comes out of it. But I like to think about just in lots of ways it's just been good for humanity, and just in terms of people being able to reach out. And
I agree.
I don't know how it would match up with like suicide statistics and whatnot, but you were gonna say?
Here's why the internet can be good, because it just taught me that today is Tiffany Haddish's birthday.
Oh,
Yeah.
see, if it wasn't for the internet, you used to have to
I love that
read
news.
magazines to know that.
And also what you were saying about, look, we know there's the negative. We're not negating that. We're just saying there's a lot of love and there's a lot of positivity, and people can reach out and say really kind things. And so, yeah, I always, what were you just saying about
I don't know, but also lots of people are getting a lot of free comedy. A lot of people are getting cathartic, tweets. They're enjoying the fact that the country is really concerned about what's happening right now. So you don't feel alone on that. You don't feel like you have to talk to your relatives you don't agree with and that kind of shit.
Right.
You know what I
Also-
mean?
And
You want
also-
people on your side, and you can find the people that are on your side on social media, which I guess is, creating battle lines.
has its bad side as well,
It's all,
yeah.
it's all give and take, but I'd rather it existed than it didn't.
And it really puts into perspective like how many people I do disagree with on pretty major issues. I think that's like crazier to me than realizing how many people are like-minded. Just being like, oh right, this is really.
Yeah, and even though there's a lot of people that will say like, oh, now people just go to their groups where everyone agrees with them. Yes, that happens. But widen the scope. There's also a lot of people who learn good things because of the internet, and they don't just run to their clique that agrees with them. They're learning what other people think, and that's important to realize. And also, it depends what you're looking for. If you're looking for positivity on the internet, you can find some really sweet things. And let alone, and I am going to go on a rant here. You could play some music if you want in post or something. But also, it has taught me to want to eat less tortured meat.
We have post?
Even without the documentary or something that somebody tweets or puts on Instagram that is specifically for that. Just when it humanizes an animal, a cow playing with a ball has made me saying, oh, that's like a dog. I wouldn't, and it's like, I'm making sense. I'm not saying it the best I've ever said it. And the other thing, real quick, that it's taught me podcasting alone, because I include that in this whole thing. It's taught me to be more honest. And I see other people on podcasts bare their soul, and I go, wow, I do that same thing, but I was afraid to say it. And so it's a lot of good. It's a lot of good. Go fuck yourself.
How much can you bench? Do you know the number?
I don't.
Oh,
But it's
damn.
probably, I'm probably decent.
Well,
at
whatever
it.
number you were going to say, then I was going to say, be honest.
No,
Because you just said you're so...
no, I bench around, but I don't even know what to lie is a lot. Like, what should I be able to bench if you were like, whoa?
I mean, I have no idea.
200,
Should you be
250?
able to bench your own body weight? Is that like a
For sure.
thing,
That seems
an
like you should be able to do
expectation?
that, yeah.
Okay.
200 pounds,
I think I could do that.
Okay.
Yeah, I should be able to. Although I lose arm wrestling to every single person that arm wrestles me. I don't care who the fuck it is, what they look like. I sit down, I'm in a comedy club. I don't want to arm wrestle. No, you, okay, I'll arm wrestle you.
God,
And then I'm
yeah.
like, what the fuck is going on?
I think you could beat me. I don't even want to find out, though.
Do you really
I
arm
feel like the
wrestle
chat's
that
just going
often?
crazy right now.
No, but when it's happened. I know that's a good
I think
question.
I'd be terrible at it. Like I can do a few pull-ups, but my arms are
Phew.
my lower arms are pretty weak.
I don't know if I've ever done more than
And I
2
got small
pull-ups.
hands too.
Any
That
upper
doesn't
body
help.
strength.
Pull-ups are hard.
Yes, so hard.
Yeah, that was
We
that
all
thing. That
agree.
was the shameful thing. Like
don't think I could do
my
one.
gym teachers would always make me just hang from the bar for a while because I couldn't even do one. And it's just like, why are you humiliating me? You can see that I can't. You've got to teach me things to build the strength in my arms. Like, you can't just go, hey, you fuck up. What's wrong with you?
We just had to touch the bar. If you
Yeah, we
couldn't, if you
never
couldn't
had
do
that.
one, all you had to do was touch the bar.
Just
And
touch
then-
it?
Yeah, I guess some were nicer about it than others, but it's still like, it's still like just an update, everybody. This fool can't do what everybody can do.
Look at him hanging there.
This has to do with Jim. In the Mr. Rogers movie, which, you can talk about later if you want, but he said that one of the best things that makes you be able to identify with children, don't ever forget what it's like to be a kid. That was the essence of what he said. And a lot of people, you do, and if you remember, if you can really try to remember that, even this would be different. Because every adult must forget what it's like to fucking be a kid and be in gym. It sucks. It's so embarrassing. It's so humiliating, and it doesn't have to happen. It doesn't have to happen if a lot of people making those decisions would go, oh yeah, I fucking hated that. And it's not even something you should fucking hate. We'll get over it. It's good for you. It's not.
Yeah.
It's not even good. If it was I fucking hate math too, but I get it. Yeah, you got to learn it. But gym, it doesn't have to be humiliating like
Gym
it is.
isn't play.
No,
Recess
it should
is
just be
play.
recess.
Recess, we would run around the entire time, get plenty of exercise,
Yeah.
and then when you go to gym class, the last thing you want to do if you're not good at whatever they're doing that
Yeah.
day, or especially like fucking calisthenics and
Yeah,
shit like
general
that.
exercise.
Running laps, fuck you.
Yeah,
That's
and-
like, what are we doing?
And
Like,
it takes
you're
play.
not
You know what
the
it
boss
does?
of me.
It takes play, which is fucking amazing, and let's put accuracy with it. Oh fuck, great. You can throw, but you got to hit this. You got to do that. And by the way, if kids like sports, I think there's a lot of good that comes out of
Yeah,
organized
it's
sports.
great.
That's not what we're talking about, obviously.
all,
but I don't want to. Climbing that
We're not
rope, I
talking about
hated it.
sports. We're talking about shit like climbing up a rope. Like, what is, what?
I
Yeah.
had to do horseshoes in high school gym once, and a kid got his nose busted open. It was one of the most horrific things I've ever had to witness. Doesn't need to happen.
No, it's
You
stupid.
should not be playing horseshoes.
Good gym teachers. My gym teacher was pretty nice, though. He knew I hated gym, so he tried to just like not make me do a lot.
I found like in high school, like I was lucky that I went to a school where like you could sign up for like a specific thing for your PE time for for like the whole semester, and so I'd get like tennis or racquetball depending on what the season, and you just go do that for an hour. So that
Pretty nice.
That was cool.
Yeah, where'd you grow up? Oh, in San Diego.
San Diego, yeah. I mean, it was
The land of options.
my high school was ridiculous. Like looking back on it, like I'm so lucky that I got to go there because it's a public school, but it just was like, hey, go be a comedian.
My graduating
like
class.
it's just put me on the path.
My graduating class was 58 of us in a small town in Michigan.
Yeah, mine was
58
like
people.
39 people in my graduating class.
Yeah, I'm afraid to even
a little
guess what
different.
mine was. I want to look it up now, but
Hundreds, right?
hundreds for sure.
I went to Conestoga High School, and it was a very. I feel lucky too. They were, in the like, if you didn't fit in the traditional, get this, traditional what you need to go to college. They had academic things that you could sign up, take a half day of the important stuff they feel you needed to learn, and then let you go. And they used to say, look, Todd, you're not going to make a living smoking pot, so you better learn something. And I fucking think I defied you. I mean, it seemed it has worked out. That's a good one. Write it to you. No, I have great affection for Conestoga High School. I had great teachers. They never made me feel stupid.
My school didn't have as cool a name as fucking Conestoga.
Yeah.
But
What was
it
with
was
the
still a
mascot?
great school as far as
It
the
was.
drama program goes. Because I went for 4 years.
You went 4 years to high school?
My high school was 4 years, a 4-year school, and all 4 years I was in the drama program. Like by the time I was a senior, my class was me and 3 or 4 other people, because nobody got to level 4 because nobody, so few people start when they're freshmen.
What
Because they're
type
all
of-
nervous and they don't want to take a class. We have to get up and entertain
Like,
everybody.
what type of stuff would you do in that class?
The class was in an actual, like we had a theater. We had a working theater with the curtains and everything. So just even for assignments and rehearsals and stuff, we were just in our classroom. And it was also I would just go there in between every period and recess. I would just every break, whatever they called it. Every break I would go there, eat my lunch in there. And so I just became a total theater nerd because they had such a good program.
That's so crazy to me. My
That
school,
teacher is like that's the one I point to as the
Yeah.
biggest influence, because she sat around teaching me, drama shit for 4 years.
When I did high school plays, even like my senior year, we were doing the junior versions of musicals, and we're all playing 2-3 parts.
Wow, we didn't even
it
have a
was rough.
drama
At all?
department, no. And our theater, was just behind the basketball hoop was a stage in the gym.
We had that in the
it was-
gymnasium was where like the shows would sometimes have to put on shows for the entire school.
Oh yeah.
And I love that too. I mean, I love just like.
I did the. Oh, God, I'm sorry.
Go ahead. We also got to get back to Alicia's
No.
mascot question.
Did we take a break?
He doesn't know.
Oh, you don't know at all?
No, I don't.
Because
You
my
really-
my high school mascot was lame.
Same.
So lame. The Fighting Foothillers.
Oh, that is terrible, actually.
Which are like guys that mountain climbers.
Killer.
Or no, they're guys that were in a fight on a mountain. I'm fucking it all up. So I'm glad I haven't mentioned the name of the school.
What did it look like? Like, what's your mascot?
Oh, the mascot was just a guy. Like it was a big paper mache head, but it was just like just a rugged outdoorsman with a big beard. Like it wasn't like. It's just more like, oh, that guy's got some sort of his head's inflated.
Is this still a
lumberjack?
school that's still their mascot? Like, they haven't.
I bet you it's still the Foothillers, yeah. Because also the school is like on a hill. I mean, it was a beautiful campus too, because it wasn't like just the building. There was a bunch of separate buildings, so they were all different shapes and sizes, and so like architecturally, it wasn't as boring as when I see high schools where you just walk in, it's one big building
a
with
box.
hallways and lockers and classrooms, and that's it.
That's
just
smell,
so weird to me.
That locker smell, that school is so distinct. I think it's probably a mixture of a lot of things, but I went to vote like last time, whatever it was, 2 years ago, and they was in a school, and I walked in there, and you talk, everybody, smells bring up stuff.
Oh, that's what you say when they're like, what are you doing here? You're like, I'm here to vote.
I'm here to vote. Oh, there's no voting in May? Yeah, I remember, so anyway, it smelled, that smell was so distinct. And one time, about 10 years ago, I went back to my elementary school, and it happened to be where there were a lot of adults walking around, some sort of parenting thing. So, I know I'm not a bad person, and this was before a lot of the shootings were as rampant as they are now. And I just walked around my elementary school, up and down aisles, and I was remembering, I think if you turn the corner, that's where bike racks were in my head. And then there they were, and it was fucking, I was like, this is crazy. So much is the same. Whenever you can go back and see stuff that's the same, even though a lot of shit's different, seeing some same stuff, it really makes you feel okay.
Well, also just looking at the new stuff sometimes and all you've got it in your head, but it's still just hard to put it there because that new thing is there. Yeah. It's a trip. Every time I go back to San Diego, something's different.
Oh yeah.
Because I go every 3 or 4 months.
I was back home in Valley. I know it said take a break, but I was.
Oh yeah, we got to go to break. All right, so Todd's gonna try to remember whatever it was he was just gonna tell us.
A song about.
We'll see if he remembers. It's all on you, Todd.
Our Deli. It's about our deli.
Well, now we're gonna remember because 4 of us. We're not that dumb. Yeah. But we'll be right back.
We need more lighters.
Hey everybody, have you heard about our new show, Doing Doug with Dabs? It's me, Alicia, and Taylor hanging out and doing dabs after tapings of some of the regular shows. Sometimes we'll invite a guest, sometimes it'll just be us. The show drops a couple times a month and is exclusive to members of our 420 Club on Patreon. Want to unwind with us after getting Doug with High? Head over to patreon.com/gettingdoug and sign up today. It supports this show, and in return, we'll send you a signed blue card, read your name during one of the shows, and you'll get early access to our pre-taped episodes. Pretty great! Check out patreon.com/gettingdoug to join today.
Sometimes I'm in Philly and I go, when you're
We're
done
back
there, you could.
Are we back?
We're
back. We're back. Taylor and Alicia are here along with Todd Glass, who just signed a blue card, so we're going to send that out to somebody on our Patreon 420 Club. Do you have a Patreon, Todd?
I don't. Everybody, you always hear stories. Tony Baboopy makes $45,000 and he always got one listener. No, I heard John fucker.
I want to ask him some questions. How do you spell that? How do you spell Baboopy?
Oh, no, I do know how to spell Baboopy is B-O.
Uh-huh.
Boo, B, how do you spell that?
B-O-B-O-O.
Well, you definitely get, if you were going across the border and that's what you told the agent, you're getting pulled aside. Sir, how do you spell Baboopy? It's B and however you spell boo.
You better be crossing the border into Italy.
Yeah, Baboopy, Bee-boppy.
It sounds like Beppo, which I never think is a real place, but they're everywhere.
They are everywhere.
Which one?
What if you change your name
before
legally?
you tell your the story that's going to be boring, can I really quickly do your deli story?
Not going to be boring because I'm not going to tell it.
Okay, perfect. So I win again. So
that was great because I thought I got you by going, I'm not going to tell it. Argument's over. And then you boom, boom, boom. Well, there's a winner as long as we all laugh.
Well, Todd, we have a new, a relatively new shirt that's selling quite well out there on the. I'll do the description of where you can get it after Todd does. Would you mind doing for us a commercial for this shirt?
Sure, I love doing that.
All right, here we go. So, is there a certain camera he should do it to? Does it matter? Just the middle? Just go to the middle.
Okay, wow.
There you go, Todd.
I act like you just handed it to me on the Home Shoppers. And let me say something about these shirts. These are good shirts. These are soft shirts. This is not the t-shirt that ends up, I'm trying to channel one of those people on those shows, a lot of, this is not the shirt that ends up in the bottom of your t-shirt drawer. This is the one you want. This is the one you're constantly searching for. This is the t-shirt that when you're leaving your house and it's an hour, you'll throw it in the washer to wash it and dry it real quick because you want to wear it. It feels good. It's light and the design.
Tell him about what it said. What's on there?
Well, hold on. There's a lot to say.
Because there's so much more. It's a beautiful shirt, even if it didn't have
this is not just
the addition of this amazing.
This is not just a design, and that's just to start. I was getting there. Look at the design on this shirt. This is an artist did this. This is not just a computer that made a generated. Take a look at that. Look at the intricacies. And who did this? Who's this down here? Oh, it says getting dyed with high. This is a nice shirt, by the way. I thought you wanted me to Home Shoppers Network, but I don't.
I'm sorry. I just, it sounded like you didn't want any help, so that's why I didn't
I did.
answer your questions.
Oh, no, I do. What is it? Who? Why am I nervous?
Can we cut that together to something that seems like
Maybe
a
add some
commercial?
music.
Like, do some sort of wrap-up sentence about it.
So anyway,
like, what would you say about that?
This
What
is
is
a
it?
beautiful piece of art. This is a turkey. And it says gobble gobble, and it just says eat up life, Make a turkey. If you ever look at a turkey, it's always wide-eyed, and so smoke some pot and be wide-eyed and beautiful colors. You got to admit, some shirts you look at, they're fucking ugly. They really are. The colors, I'm like, what the fuck? Is this a win an ugly shirt contest? But this is like a cool-looking shirt. These are cool tones, colors I like. So there you go. And there, I don't want anything on the back. Stop putting shit all over. Do something cool on the front. I don't want something on the sleeve, just nice. And this is, it's so soft. Wow. It reminds me of when I was a kid,
Well, Todd, thank you for telling him all about it and blowing your nose into it. We'll sell this one for a few extra dollars or maybe for a discount.
Yeah.
But TeePublic is extending Cyber Monday. They're like, Cyber Monday wasn't enough for TeePublic.
Who drew that?
They're going to keep going. That was driven by it was a Guatemalan child.
I was wrong.
I can't even say Guatemalan. Did I mention I dabbed before the show? All week long, I don't know how long is a week, maybe till next Monday or Tuesday, but all week, everything at TeePublic is 35% off. This means that classic t-shirts,
Show a little love.
you can get a t-shirt, Todd, for $13 plus shipping.
That's nice.
Shipping's only $190.
So what?
After this week, we won't have another sale for the rest of the year.
Ooh.
I'm learning this at the same time as everybody else, and I'm devastated that you have just a 1 week to buy stuff
For those
while it's
hoodies
on sale.
specifically, oh my gosh.
Oh, those hoodies are
I
so
love
good.
those hoodies. I really do.
tpublic.com/store/getting-dash.
Can I say something about the hoodies? It's Christmas time, and there's
Rolls off
nothing
the
worse
tongue.
than when someone buys you a gift and then you didn't get them a gift. Buy 3 or 4 hoodies. Even if you wear one now, you'll put 3 away. You'll end up using them, trust me.
I love that. That's terrific advice.
They say that on the Home Shoppers Network.
Because I want to sell a lot of sweatshirts. I don't know why anybody would really need 4.
Well, they say on the Home Shoppers Network, it's so full of shit. They take fake calls and they go, "I bought 40 because no, you did because that's what they want their listener to sit home and go. This caller bought 40. That's what I should do, I got rid of all my old knickknacks.
I bought 40 because I'm going on 20 dates this year, and I have 2 ears."
And literally, they'll get calls. Go ahead, Lisa from Fuckface, wherever you're from. I love the sweatsuit. I bought one in every color. All right, well then you're sick in your head.
Fuckface, is that near Dickwad?
That's where Dickwad Boulevard.
Oh, these are streets?
Streets.
Todd, I can't keep up with you today. So you're smoking sativas, Todd.
Wow.
Today's is a Cinderella 99.
Now, is this
Sounds like a futuristic Cinderella movie.
is this the
That's
stuff that
made in
gives
the
you
70s.
Is this
that?
the stuff that gives you energy?
Yeah.
I think so, yeah.
Because if it wasn't, then it must be somewhat in your head sometimes. Because I feel like I have a lot of energy.
Well, the indica today sounds like, just sounds like a cute, fun thing. It's called Bubblegum Kush. But I made a note. I was talking to Taylor before the show. Somebody reached out to me on, I was going to say MySpace, Instagram, and said, "Stop disparaging. Please stop." It wasn't a rude message. Please stop disparaging indica. It might be right for some people. Just because it's not for you doesn't mean it's not for others. But I always feel like I'm not coming down too hard on indica for
I don't think so.
everybody else. I think everybody should try it.
Indica's which one? The hyper makes you energy or low? I forget.
It's more
Supposedly
calming.
sleepier.
Sleepier. Indi makes you sleepier.
Sleepier, yeah.
Is
yeah,
it-
yeah.
These are the same people, if I may,
Here we go.
That will, like, I'll argue a social discussion because there's good that can come out of it. But then there's the people that they won't argue anything socially. They'll never get into it, But they'll be like, New York peach is better than LA. All right, shut the fuck up. You both can have different favorite slices. Same thing with the pot, sativa. I hope there's not people out there arguing. This is better. Yeah, we can both have different favorite ones. And
People like to argue. Whatever works
like
for
to
them, they
argue.
think is going to work for everybody else.
I don't think you're right about that, and I'll tell you why. Get it? I did what you did to me to him.
It's magic.
Sometimes, by the way, I want to make something very clear right now, and it is a good one. You know how I just say get it to him? It's always taken for granted that the person that says get it, because the other person always goes, I got it. I don't believe they do all the time. I think sometimes when you say get it, and then they get it, and then they keep a poker face, instead of, admit you didn't get it, may go, you know what, I didn't get it. There's nothing wrong with that, because I don't think you got it.
Please explain it to
Well,
me.
you said,
Wait, you don't feel like it's your fault when they don't get it?
I don't feel it's
You
my
think they're being dumb when they don't like the dumb thing you said?
Well, that's up for debate. No, if I say, I don't like to argue. Now, is he saying
Listen, I'm being dumb for you.
I have follow through with this. You can get it and just go, I don't think it was funny. You can go, I got it because you said, you said people like to argue. And then I went, I don't think they do. You could go, I get the joke, ha ha ha. But you didn't do anything, so I don't think you got it.
I laughed
Oh, thank you.
in response to.
Yeah, I can confirm.
I
that.
know, it's Doug that I have a fucking problem with. We get along.
I missed some shows
You're fine.
a couple of months ago. In
missed-
October, I missed 2 shows, and
did?
yeah, it's too bad we couldn't have you come down, and
What do you mean you missed a show?
I couldn't come in. So
What?
yeah,
I already have planned what I wanted to do 2 years ago. I never brought it up because it's not professional to go, remember you said I could host a show if you're gone? So I figured, maybe it's something they decided, well, I would love to do that.
Man,
That would be so much fun. I would consider that an honor. I think I'd bring my band,
wow, listen to him.
right? Do it right.
All right, well,
But also don't fuck with the conventions of it. Because I just want to sit right here. Just like if you were going to host the Tonight Show, you don't want to bring in a new desk. So just sit right here. We could put a blow up you there if you want.
no,
No one
all right,
wants
with
that.
just not being here.
Okay.
Yeah, it was, I thought it was kind of fun to watch the show without me in it.
Oh, you did it? Who did it?
I got to see like what would happen because the show would go on if I died, so I got to see what that would be like.
Who did it?
we did
They
it,
did it.
Todd.
Hosted.
They,
Oh, you two did it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we hosted.
Oh,
They
see, I didn't. I
co-hosted
got
it.
lost. That's great. Wasn't it fun?
It was fun.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, it's tough though. Hosting is tough.
Yeah.
Hosting and smoking.
Did you have? Yeah, right.
Yeah,
that's-
not getting
but
lost
on
in
each
your
show they
own.
had 2, stoned yappy guests, that
Who'd
they
you have?
had to control like I always have
The
to.
first show we had Jessie Mae Peluso and actually a gentleman who's just a fan of the show.
Oh,
yeah.
What was his
And-
name?
That he
Oh yeah,
His
what name did he want? He just
Dan.
wanted his
Dan,
first name,
Dan.
just Dan.
Dan, baby.
Yeah.
JD.
He was here with his lovely wife. They were great.
Yeah, he was cool.
Super cool.
Yeah, he had won the Podcastathon auction, I think.
Yeah.
Yep.
The second show was Billy Wayne Davis and
cool.
Dave Ross?
Yes.
And who?
Dave Ross.
Oh, they're great.
Yeah.
This isn't working,
What's
by
the
the
day?
way.
That
I've
reminds me.
never tried that. How old is it?
It's got to be.
Yeah, I think it's
Jumbo's
there because
been-
when people pick it up, we do a sound drop. There it is.
Yeah, it's empty.
Oh, I had it picked up. I didn't hear the sound drop.
No, because sometimes
think
we
you have to
forget
say
about
it.
it because
Wow, that's
nobody
unprofessional.
Oh, it's
ever
just a
does
pickup?
it anymore. I think I forget if it's people have to pick it up or if they have to say, "What is this?" Because that tends to be what people say when they
Yeah,
pick it up.
they go together.
Say, "What is
saying it
this?"
with
See
his
if that
face.
works. Oh, too
Thank
easy.
you. That person, wherever they are in this building, and I have a feeling they're right on the other side of that door. Pay attention. It's not like the show's been on 10 years. We all start falling asleep.
We're gonna get high and say a bunch of nonsense. Pay attention. Fucking focus. No, that's part of the fun of the drops on this show. Is that it's not an exact science. I wouldn't want anybody to be great at it. Yeah, I mean, then you got a sound effects guy.
Yeah.
Somebody's great at it.
Yeah,
See,
just
when
want-
we hosted, we still weren't allowed to use those.
Oh,
It's
no?
jobs.
That's
Yeah.
fine. I'll
Yeah,
make-
it's just when I say them. It's stupid. The whole thing's stupid. It's a power trip.
Why did
that's a nice
astronauts
power, though.
need ice cream so bad? I started thinking about that.
Why
you
is that
understand
the
what I'm
only
saying?
astronaut food
I
that
like
we've gotten in the
astronaut ice
public
creams.
too?
What are you talking about?
Okay, I know what I'm talking about. The fact that
I'm on board. I
the
get
fact
it.
that astronauts even have ice cream is absurd a little bit, because it's like they're going up into space and these are brilliant astronauts, like, and they go, oh, but I need ice cream while I'm up there. You know, it's like, well, you're not gonna get it. I mean, they must have wanted it.
Wait,
if
but, you know, that's only there because they can't live without it?
I don't know, but
Whose idea is
It
the
had
ice
to have been
cream?
requested.
I
Do
think
astronauts
Well,
just
they-
universally
Yeah,
like
what
ice
dessert
cream?
would you want in space?
Aren't some of them lactose intolerant?
Nothing. If I'm an open heart surgeon, I'm not going, all right, I'm going to work to do open heart surgery, but I need a peanut Reese's Pieces while I'm operating, you know? I know, I know, because they're gone for a long time. The bit
You're
fell
saying
apart.
the astronauts don't have a rider like a comedian or a band?
I just wanted to talk
should.
about ice cream and stuff like that.
Oh, you want to get the conversation going on ice cream?
And I didn't know how to get into it. I'm
Okay.
sorry, I should have been
I
more
mean,
honest.
I'm high. Let's talk about ice cream.
Let's talk
Would be,
about
perfectly acceptable. What?
I'll
Do
tell
you have anything
about-
specific to say about ice
I
cream?
do actually, and this is so good and it's easily done. Go get a vanilla, not a
man.
milkshake,
For reals?
not a milkshake. Where? Why?
You're just gonna describe something that's gonna be full of calories and.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It's insane. Yeah.
But I go ahead.
Okay.
I'm just,
So what
I'm
I
just
do?
sad that I probably won't run out and get it.
Yeah, there's a lot of good things to
Just
do.
the thought of it though is
I
nice.
like buying
Makes
things
it.
at one place and then buying the roll at another drive-through. Not as much anymore because I eat healthier. But I used to, if I found out a place had a pretzel bun, but I didn't like their burger, I'd go get the pretzel bun, whatever, just with the burger. Then I drive to the other fast food place and take it and put it in the pretzel bun. That's what my friend did with the Burger King and not whatever that burger is with no meat. He went
The
and put
Impossible
it.
Burger.
Yeah, he put it on a pretzel
Beyond
roll. Yeah. Anyway, so.
Todd, that's something that I admire about you, and that and that I don't know if I'm guilty of it is the right words to say, but I really firmly believe that you should get what you want.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? as long as you don't bother anybody, I think stuff like that. Like I want to do that. I want to get the bun I like with.
Life's better if you have a preference. That's what someone told me once. It's better if you have a preference.
Right? Well, yeah. People that are always like, I don't care, or whatever you want,
No, I
are always
care.
like, come on.
And you said, and a key element of
Let's
it.
both get excited about something together instead of like just.
You said a key element. You go, you're of course nicely, not to get what you want in some disgusting way, but it just means we're just talking about not like your ambitions in life, but like, just if I want something sweet that I'm thinking about, I was in Florida. I flew in Thanksgiving Day, which was fine. It was a beautiful day. And then when I got there, I only done this once before, but I was craving it.
Did you go to a deli?
No, I wish I would have, but it was too late. But I went to McDonald's.
So you're not going to tell us the deli story?
What deli story?
Haha. We'll be right back.
Oh, no, he didn't!
Just me and Todd and his band, in
just sat there smoking
room
in the
smaller
dark
than this.
watching.
Awesome.
Yeah, we
That
all
was-
smoked a ton of weed. Hey, we're back. That's so funny. Like on a regular talk show, everybody would be embarrassed that they were talking about smoking weed during the break. And I'm like, no, okay. Just realize this is what show I'm on. So busted. What were we talking about, Todd?
So I went to I didn't go to McDonald's. Somebody did a run, and I got. I don't want a milkshake, but I wanted an ice cream. But I don't want a small. When you get an ice cream, they put it in a small thing. You have to say, can I have a large McFlurry with nothing in it? You basically get a bigger cup of ice cream. So I get that, boom. Okay, you could get a small one. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Then I got a strawberry milkshake. Then I take a spoon. I took the time to get a real spoon from the hotel. It's so much better. And I take some vanilla, which is nice and thick because it's ice cream, and then I dip it into the milkshake. And the creaminess, it's like the strawberry, and they're different textures because you have the ice cream's one texture, the other milkshake's a different texture, different coldnesses, but they're both cold. And then it's so good.
I'm gonna do that.
Sounds like you could do chocolate vanilla, but there you go. Get some vanilla ice cream, dip it in. Oh, it's so good.
I like to, my thing at McDonald's is you get a McFlurry, your
couldn't
choice,
follow that.
and then you get 3 of the Toll House cookies and you make a cookie ice cream sandwich.
Wow, that's good.
That's the way to go. But that's only when I'm, on weekdays.
You guys, these hacks, my goodness.
Can I tell you something that sometimes you think something, you go, there's no way they haven't thought about that. I have that happen a lot. I go, nah, I'm giving them credit. There's no way. But McDonald's, I don't get it. It could be called ice cream a la mode. Is that when you do apple pie and you put, right? I don't know. With ice cream on it. What's that called?
A la mode is just like when you add ice cream to it.
So they have all the products to do it. They have all the products to do it. I know they have to present things in a way they do, so they have to invent a cup and then call it ice cream a la mode. Take it, hot apple pie, they already have it. Put it in the glass so you see it. Fill it up with ice cream, but the pie's still on the edge. Put a little caramel sauce on the top and put a lid on it. And then you eat it, you get ice cream apple pie, little caramel sauce. What the fuck? What the fuck? There's no way that wouldn't be a good seller. So McDonald's, come on.
McDonald's.
And
Make it happen, and Todd will not want any credit for it.
No, I will.
He'll just order it and enjoy it and be happy that he made it happen.
There can't be any legal.
Why don't you just buy those 2 things there and jam it together yourself?
Well, I do. But I don't want to do it anymore. I'm tired. Okay. Driving around getting pretzel rolls from one place.
I can't wait to hear you about the deli now.
I don't have a deli store.
You did earlier. You
What
said
was
you
it
were gonna
called?
Tell us a deli.
Our deli.
Oh,
Arts
that's
Deli.
not a story. That's just the thing that happened.
Oh.
I guess that's a story. It's a boring story, is what I'm trying to say.
That's a good title for a Todd Glass book. No stories, just things that happened.
Just things that happen. If I can get I don't want to.
Anyway, let's do some pot topics
Yeah.
and some dabs. Can we mix them
Yeah,
up?
I'm gonna do one.
Okay. That's perfect. While Todd's doing a dab, Alicia can tell us a story. Then that way, you're too busy with the dab to interrupt.
I don't interrupt. I talk a lot, but I also listen.
I was speaking just now, Todd. All right, let's all not interrupt.
Well, a couple of days ago, recreational dispensaries opened in Michigan. Yeah, That's exciting.
Congrats, Michigan. Have
There's
fun, Michiganders.
There's like a story of this one specific guy, John Sinclair. He's now 78, but in 1969, when he was 28, he got arrested for having 2 joints on him, and he spent 3 years in prison. So he went out that day to go buy his first legal weed. But apparently, while he was in prison, there was a huge rally for his release with John Lennon and Yoko Ono and Bob Seger and Stevie Wonder. They put on a huge thing to try to get him out.
A long time ago, or
Yeah, back in '69
We should
he was
try and
arrested.
remember it.
Back when Lennon was alive.
Crazy though.
Yeah, just so you're like that. Somebody spent 3 years in jail
For
for
2
marijuana.
joints. Yeah.
Ay.
Yeah, it's not.
Then a bunch of famous pot smokers came out to support to try and get him out.
That's why you want to be fighting the right cause, because that same person that that did that walked down the street and wait a second. The cop that arrested him for smoking pot walked down the street and sometime during that period. Back then there was some segregated, the real problem, and that just got ignored with somebody for pot. I half know what I'm talking about. I forgot. I knew that was before segregated restaurants, so it was a bad analogy. But you got one. And what else what year was this?
69.
69. Something shitty was going on then.
Lots.
Yeah, a lot of shitty shit.
Went to the moon.
Well, that's good.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm not looking just to.
Well,
that's
we
good and bad.
went to the
Both things are
moon.
true.
Yeah.
It's going to be pretty cool. I think that a lot of these pioneering figures in these situations are really going to be, they're going to have a good place in history because, weed's just going to be legal and everybody's going to be into it. and you could talk about it like people fucking talk about wine.
Yeah.
And nobody could be like, oh, what are you? Oh no. Marijuana.
His moms can drink wine.
Mexican word. Marijuana.
Yeah, people, I think probably even like, only because I'm reminded, I forget too, that it's not like where we're at or whatever city you're in that might be like, progressive. But I had this, a friend of like an aunt's that smokes pot, and she's like 75. And about 2 years ago, she goes, I got tired of lying. I go, I'm a full-grown adult. And I just once go, I'm going to step outside and have a little pot. She goes, and then slowly people would join me. Like people go, I'll go outside. I was like, I knew you, so, but the basic of what she was saying was that she was going to talk about it like drinking and not be embarrassed. And because she felt foolish to her. She felt like, I'm an adult. Why am I sneaking outside to smoke pot so no one will know? And that made me do that too, like in situations and you know what happens all the time? I go home for the Christmas holiday. First time I did it, I went, I'm gonna go outside and smoke pot. Like 5 people joined me. I was like, oh, this might be a fun get together now. We got fucked up, man.
Oh, Jesus.
We got so fucked up. We were fucked up, Doug. My mom got fucked up. My stepdad got fucked up. We were fucked up. It was the best Christmas ever. We were all fucked up. Everybody was fucked up. All my brothers were like, we're fucked up. Everybody would get fucked up. Oh, those were the days.
But you don't remember any of it.
Nah, what's to remember? I want to do a dab. Let me get
Yeah, I get it.
All right.
Did I do one yet?
I don't think so.
Not since the show started.
I'm not going to do a strong
When
one.
it goes green, go for it.
When it goes
You guys
green,
dab
go
before
me.
the show?
Just breathe in.
Yeah.
Right here.
There you go. Yeah, we both did dabs before the show.
I'm not trying to be a hero, so just take it easy.
You want to finish this, Alicia?
I think that's enough for me. That does a lot. That's strong as shit. Sorry for my language.
It's concentrated.
It's concentrated. It's a funny character, the guy. I was fucked up. I got so
Especially when he's
fucked
talking
up.
about weed and not Grey Goose.
It's funny.
Hey, you also mentioned like a somewhat current movie, Todd. What was that?
Mr. Rogers.
Yeah, you saw the A Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood.
Yes.
Yeah.
How'd that work out for you?
I mean, you guys went too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought
Seen
Tom
that.
Hanks is amazing.
It just, yeah, I mean, just like, you don't realize until someone does it perfect, it could have been a little off and you would have hated the whole movie. But
Oh, yeah.
He was so brilliant. Everything, it was just so good of a feeling. I saw the documentary and then that, it was just
Yeah.
so, it was overwhelming and moment after moment of being overwhelmed with love and positivity. And can we say one thing that happened? Because I don't think it ruins the movie for anybody.
Okay.
That they actually,
We'll trust you.
which is
I
actually,
mean, hopefully everyone watching is high, so
well, that they let,
they'll
that-
just, you know.
Mute it for a second.
There was a real thing years ago where Mr. Rogers took an award and he asked the audience at home to close their eyes and think of somebody that helped get you where you're at today. He goes, you just close your eyes, I'll keep an eye on the clock. And at an award show, there wasn't a peep. They recreated that where, obviously Tom Hanks playing Mr. Rogers looks into the camera and says, as you know, and says, the same thing. And the whole theater, I said, oh, please don't anybody make, nobody for 60 seconds. And for the first 20, I couldn't believe how quiet it was in the theater. And then I remembered, oh shit, do what you're supposed to be doing. And I started thinking of some people. And then I started crying. I was like, oh my God, this is great. Because, it was just, and then during the credits, not every single people, for the documentary, every single person stayed during the credits of the theater. Mm-hmm. Every single person. So I was going to hope that would happen again. In a weird way, it took this great experience and then it bummed me out at the very end because half the people left. But then half the people stayed during the credits and it became even more warm because those people were aware, what the fuck? You don't have to take this and change your whole life. But where are you fucking rushing to? So now I've enjoyed this beautiful movie, but I was getting pissed at certain people that were leaving going, this can be like this. Why would you want to leave this? And then half the people left and the other.
Todd,
What?
I have to
I'm
go.
almost done.
I gotta go.
Then the other half stayed. And it was
Todd,
just,
we've only
I
got
know I'm
30
making
seconds.
sense. I know I'm
We've
making
got 30
We're
seconds.
done?
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah. Will you stay and do the next show?
I want to talk about this more.
Okay.
I think I only
We'll
need
do a
20
pre-tape.
seconds.
We'll do a pre-tape, and we got a hard out here. We'll do a pre-tape, and we'll start. Thank you, Taylor. Thank you, Alicia. And yeah, we gotta go. But we'll,
I'm doing
we'll
one of
pick
those
up
little.
where we left off. We did a good job remembering everything.
We did.
That we were supposed to talk about that you brought up. We do more of the stuff where they get to do stuff for the next show. We'll have another guest too.
No,
See
we
you
did
next
it. We're good.
Tuesday.